In the previous Oxwagon Diaries episode, Nicole and I headed out with the goal of getting some problem monkeys down with both the airgun and the 22-250, and man did we have a good day. Today's plan is very much the same. There are so many monkeys around, and we know we'll get many opportunities throughout the day, but there's one big difference. Kutsia, the farm manager at Witmoskloof, has offered to drive us up the mountain in his bakkie, and this means visiting areas of the farm that I've never been to before. Perhaps we'll be in for some nice surprises. But first, we have a problem pigeon to deal with at the camp.
Well, we're about to take down a pigeon that's living in the roof. We saw it flying around here a couple days ago, and the farmer asked me to sort it out if I get a chance. And I've just seen it trying to build a nest. So we've got the Dreamline GRS out. I'm going to turn the scope cam on and let's see if we can get him down. So there you go, rock pigeon down. He was nesting right up there, and that's not where you want. This is where you want to hang out, and you don't want to have a pigeon flapping around and pooping all over the floor. So we've helped a little bit with the problem. Good chance they'll be back because that's a prime nesting spot, but let's hope not.
Kutsia arrives, and in typical South African style, we hop on the back of the truck, or bakkie as we call it here, and we hit the road. When targeting monkeys here, the key is to cover plenty of ground. This tactic has worked very well for us over the previous few days, as we've been able to catch troops of monkeys by surprise. The monkeys tend to like the bushes along the bottom of the valleys, but the downside is that it is difficult to spot them sometimes in the thick stuff. We do, however, see plenty of wildlife early on. Not on our list today, but great to see good populations of mountain reedbuck, blesbuck, and other species too. Aha, and the livestock. Where there is livestock that are supplemented with feed and water left out by the farmer, there will almost certainly be monkeys close by. And sure enough, the 22-250 comes out pretty soon after. Dead. Monkeys on the rock face are easy targets, and the 50 grain VMAX at 3,800 feet per second makes short work of this one. With the sun peeking out above the horizon, we have the issue of glare to deal with. This was not conducive to gathering good footage with a scope cam, unfortunately. As you can see, myself and Kutsia are trying to use our caps to hide the sun, but the sun is literally right behind a troop of monkeys on the hillside, so even the sunshade on the scope becomes pretty much useless. You're just going to have to forgive the poor footage over these next few shots. With a mirror and a whole bunch of extra lenses on my scope cam setup, it's a challenge getting rid of lens flare, but we make the shots count nonetheless.
You need to get yourself a good sandbag like this one. I mean, this is such a comfortable shooting position. It's only 158 meters, which is relatively close for the 22-250. Ooh. Is that another one? Nah, no, not another one. Just seeing things, but yeah, a good bag makes a big difference. You can get these from Patriot Outdoors. They've got smaller ones as well for the, you know, for the rear. But this one with this little nook over here is perfect for sitting on your car door, on rails like this, on all kinds of tree branches, whatever. Creates a nice flat shooting surface, and it's perfect for just plonking this on the center of gravity of your rifle. And I mean, you could literally let go of this thing like this. That's how stable it is. So smash that monkey. Awesome.
It's turning out to be a beautiful day once again, and aside from a bit of a breeze again, which we know will make things tough for the airgun, we keep moving along the network of farm roads to look for new spots. We don't have to look far for our next opportunity. We bump into a troop of monkeys right on the side of the road, and according to my calculations, it only takes 0.02 seconds for this bullet to reach its target. and maybe 0.03 seconds for the next one. I really could have used the airgun for both of these shots, however I had the 22-50 with me and switching between rifles would have just taken too long. But don't worry, you're going to see plenty of airgun footage over the next few episodes, so hang tight and just enjoy the brilliance of the good old 22-50 for now. Oh yeah. Is the one with the dead tree above it?
Yes, yes, just before the dead tree. Yeah.
Yeah, 483.
So that is officially my longest shot with the 22-50 on anything. We saw the monkeys running there, we thought, yes, that's just too far. And I don't have any turret tape on here and I didn't have time to, you know, do any ballistics calculations. So I dialed 1.7 mils. It's a random, I kind of know where 300 is, but wasn't sure where 480 is. But yeah, that's very far. I held half a mil for the wind, took the shot, just heard, and I can't believe I got him. That's awesome. But yeah, this rifle, honestly, I absolutely love this 22-50. It is super accurate, doesn't recoil much at all, not that expensive to reload, and yeah, it's just nice to have a tool like this that can reach out far when, you know, distances that the airgun can't reach. And to be honest, with the 260, it's great for longer shots, but it's a bit more hold sensitive, and you know, so if I'm balancing it like this or shooting in weird awkward positions, it doesn't always, the point of impact can shift, whereas this just stays exactly where I want it. So yeah, really loving this gun. The new Aculite mounts are holding solid, scope is performing well, really loving it.
You aim for the body? Or?
Yeah, just center of mass, but I hold a bit for the wind as well. Wow. And it just, that was beautiful.
Awesome.
Yeah. Cool.
Up and up the mountains we go on a bumpy farm road that would rattle anyone's teeth out, but man, I tell you, it is worth the views. From up here you can see all the valleys down below where we'd been exploring over the past few episodes, but today it's time to find some new locations as we continue to gain altitude. Once at the top, we take a walk down to a cliffside that Kutsia tells us is a great lookout point for spotting animals, and he certainly knows his stuff. This place is a gold mine. We immediately start seeing game down below, drawn to the green vegetation below the cliff. We also have an incredible view of the agricultural land down below, where we'd be heading to do some pest control in the next episode. But our focus is solely on the monkeys for now as we glass the bushes below, me with the rangefinder and Kutsia with the binos. It takes a while as the monkeys are hiding extremely well, but we eventually line up on a couple and are able to take some clean shots.
We're in a beautiful spot here on the side of the cliff. Kutsia's taken us to just a beautiful viewpoint. We're seeing kudu down here. It's nice and green on this ridge. Don't know why I haven't seen this place before, but just taking some time to glass the bushes below, and we're starting to see little bits of grey in the bushes. They hide so well, but we've managed to spot a couple, and it's a bit tricky because we're shooting really steep angles, but managed to get a couple down, and I guess we'll just wait a bit longer and see if we can get any more.
Okay, this is a tough shot. I see a monkey just over 200 meters away, just peeking his head over a rock. It's an extremely awkward shot to take at such a steep downward angle, and I just take a little bit too long here, but no harm in taking a shot at a rock just to confirm in my head that I would have hit him. It makes me feel a bit better.
Pretty much spot on. Something I like to do regularly is just pick a rock, pick a spot on a rock, range it, try guess the wind, and then just take a shot and see where it hits, as kind of practice for the real thing. And in this case I was maybe a couple centimeters high at just over 200 meters, which is great. I would have hit that monkey in the head if I'd taken the shot. So now I know next time if I come up here and I see a monkey at that spot, I know where to aim. Especially, you know, shooting, this is, rangefinder says 28 degrees down, that's pretty steep, and I don't often take steep shots like this with the 22-250, so it's nice to get some practice in.
Many of you who watch my channel regularly will know this rifle pretty well, but for those who don't, it's a Ticket T3 Varmint chambered in 22-250 Remington with a GRS Varmint stock, Atlas bipod, Fryer and Devic silencer, and the brand new combo of the Element Optics Helix 4-16x44 and Element Aculite mounts. I have to say, this is probably my favorite firearm. Shh, don't tell the others. We continue driving up the mountain towards the plateau and come across a group of warthogs. The farmer needs these shot as there are just too many of them up here and they break a lot of fences, but unfortunately we see the downside of the 22-250 here, as I have to take a headshot with such a light varminting bullet. It just doesn't have enough penetration for a vital shot, and as I line up and squeeze the trigger, the bullet hits a twig just a few meters in front of me and basically turns to dust. It's such a pity because this would have been such a great shot on scope cam. We've seen this before with these VMAXs, once here at Witmorskloof, where the bullet basically disintegrates before hitting a ground squirrel's head, and also when shooting a block of clay where we only got a couple inches of penetration and the bullet basically turned to lead powder, which we found scattered inside the clay. This is exactly what you want for varmints, but for pigs, yeah, choose something else. Well, time to head back down the mountain, and once again there are plenty of animals to be seen. As we get down to the valley floor, we start to see more monkeys, and this one just gets away in time, but I decide to load up the magazine again in preparation for the inevitable. And sure enough,
it's been a pretty eventful day. Kutsia took us up the mountain. We got some awesome shots on some monkeys with the 22-250. Not a single shot with the air gun today, but that's just how it goes. Hopefully we can focus tomorrow mostly on getting air gun content, but we've kind of run out of time today. We're hoping to take another road up a mountain later and just spend some time looking for dussies. However, it's nearing on 3 o'clock and we are having dinner with the Nell family tonight. Some lovely lamb ribs, which should be great. They cook lamb better than anyone I know. So I think we're probably going to just take it easy this afternoon. Just had a late lunch. We're going to maybe take a nap, enjoy our dinner tonight, and then get up really early tomorrow and make the most of tomorrow. But it's been an awesome day. 2 great days in a row, beautiful weather. Let's hope that it stays like that.
With a good few hours of daylight still left, it's a great opportunity to just get Kutsia behind some high-end PCPs and show him what they are capable of. We start off with some spinners at 75 meters, first with the Impact M3 shooting just under 90 foot-pounds, and then with the Dreamline GRS shooting at about 40 foot-pounds.
It's nice, eh? So light.
And with the wind looking pretty good, this is a great opportunity to show you just how insanely accurate this Impact M3 is with the prototype 800mm barrel, which will hopefully be available to the public soon. In this case shooting 34 grain javelin slugs at like 1065 feet per second. This rock is 100 meters away, and this would be a headshot on small game every single time.
I tell you what, it's not always that you get conditions like this where the wind just dies out completely and you're left with only the accuracy of the gun itself and human error. I just put this gun out in almost windless conditions. There's ever so slightly a wind from right to left, but almost windless conditions. Dialed 2 clicks for the wind, dialed to 100 meters. There's a rock face here that's exactly at 100, and I lay down, took some shots, and I'm literally shooting group after group like that. I can safely say now that this rifle with slugs is just as accurate as any gun with pellets, and it took a while to get to that point. You know, so far on the walk with kind of small bore airgun slugs, you talk about improved ballistic coefficient, you talk about improved energy downrange on target. One thing you don't talk about is improved accuracy, and I can safely say now we're at the point where slugs are on the same level as pellets. I will show you exactly what I mean in a moment. Now keep in mind, this is 100 meters, not 100 yards, 100 meters. That's 5 shots. 5 shots from 100 meters. If we move a bit on here, that's easily half MOA. Crazy. And here's the 2 we just shot. That's sub MOA. That is probably, well, that's definitely sub MOA. Definitely. It's just crazy. It's just doing that over and over again. Just to remind you, this is the 34 grain Patriot javelin slugs. These ones are shot very fast. It seems to me that these slugs like to be shot as fast as you can possibly shoot them. It's just bizarre. And the thing is, yeah, you could shoot a group like that with pellets, but you'd need good conditions, and also the shots probably wouldn't go where you wanted them. They'd be pushed by the wind. These aren't affected by the wind. And 2 mils drop at 100 meters from a 25 meter zero. Just let that sink in. That is flat. That is basically 22 rimfire. Brilliant.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode. I know we did, but after a full day of shooting, it's time to just relax for the rest of the evening, have a delicious dinner with the farmer and his wife, and warm up by the fire before catching some shut-eye and looking forward to an action-packed day tomorrow.